Hey everyone, we're the Anime Bugs. I'm Az,
I'm Jay.
and this is Honkai. This will be kind of a recap. There is a chapter called Thunder Reborn, which is chapter 2. If you guys would remember, Introduction to the Honkai-verse was chapter 1. And if you're new to the channel, this is the first video that you're watching. We have done a lot of Honkai videos, I think 3 of them. So, Will of Herscher, Introduction to the Honkai-verse, 4 videos. Just go check the Honkai playlist if this is your first time checking our video out. But obviously, to all of you who are tuning in again, this will be kind of like a recap of our understanding from all the comments that we have read on our latest video, plus this chapter 2. The next set of videos that we were planning to do, you know, the playlist basically. Yeah, so the videos that we're planning to do, we'll be doing that on Friday. I know we are kind of stretching this, but we never expected to make these many videos on Honkai. Honestly, we're like 1 or 2 videos.
We didn't even expect Honkai to be this huge.
Yeah, the amount of time it's taking us to even go through 4 or 5 videos.
Yeah.
But that is how we'll be rolling, because we have other videos also that we need to upload on time. So yeah, just enjoy the journey. And there's so many other channels that are doing Honkai. It's not like you have to wait for us or anything. All right, so yeah, we'll be checking out Theater of Thunder and Thunder Reborn. But before that, I want to go through the previous videos again with the new knowledge that we had from the comment section. So in the first, in part 1, we had Bronya, Zele, finalists and all that, right? In part 2, we had Kiana being all alone, not sure of what to do, right? Feeling guilty. Yeah, Limit of the Fallen, and the manga chapter and Meteoric Salvation. The first one was basically her, fighting all the Honkai beasts.
Honkai beasts are attracted to her.
Yeah, because because she has the gem or something. So it's like, as one commenter pointed out, that it's like a moth to a flame, right? And she feels. I think it was something was hinted that she has the blood of the Kaslana, so she feels like a responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I read too. And she basically wanted to give up, but Himiko
Right, right.
pushed her on.
Yeah, so that was the extra context that we needed. Moving on to the second video, Meteoric Salvation. So this is basically her fighting against the organization, right? The World Serpent. And now we know that since the World Serpent is headed by Kevin Kaslana, who was from the previous era, which I had no idea. So there were 3 characters who survived the.
Yeah, there were some people who survived the.
Right, right. And there's some amazing world building happening here. We got to know that there are around 13 or 14 Herschers, with the most powerful of them being the Herrscher of
God, the god.
the god Herrscher, which is,
Of the end.
I'm assuming that's similar to the will of the Honkai, or is that a separate thing? Because someone told us that there's the world tree, right? Then you have your Sea of Quanta, but then there's the will of the Honkai, which is basically, to quote the Seraphim, I don't know exactly what Seraphim is, but basically it's the one that is nurturing the tree and the Quanta, right? And deciding,
providing the energy to
yeah,
the world.
and deciding which worlds will get pruned, right?
Um, I don't think that Herrscher is the Honkai that is sustaining the worlds. I think that
Yeah,
is-
that's the one that destroyed the previous era, the god
that, I
Herrscher.
think that got defeated in the previous era.
No, they couldn't defeat it. So they launched project, what was it, Ember, right, to preserve
I
the
don't read that.
the cryopods. In the cryopods only. So, okay, so there's an organization called the Flame Moth something. I'm okay. One second, I'll just put up the comment section in this on the second monitor. All right, so this is a bit disorganized, but just to, I know it's a bit all over the place. So we got to know that in the previous era a lot of things happened, okay, that we now know. So there were these soldiers, the Mantis soldiers, and out of the 13 or something, only 3 survived, namely Kevin, Fu Hua, and Su. These 2 characters I don't know. We haven't seen either of these characters. They will appear later on, but now we know some context. And they had like 4 projects, and Project Stigma was the one that was as a last resort, right? If the other 3 failed, and Kevin is of the notion that Project Stigma is the one to go, which is basically, if you can understand, if you understood,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now I get understand what stigma is. I'm guessing
Hmm.
it's the resistance to
Yeah, yeah.
Honkai.
Because there's Honkai
Uh,
corruption that's
yeah,
happening.
corruption. Yeah.
So that's the whole point of this video. That uh, the World Serpent is creating this bomb which will destroy the city, and around 1% of the population will survive, but they will have Honkai resistance. And Kevin and the World Serpent are basically like, for I
This
mean,
is
will
the
this is
yeah.
the only way, no matter the cost, right? And that's what Kiana is trying to stop against. And her costume, right? That's when her Hershey powers are awakened.
Yeah. So what is the divine key? I don't
Yeah,
understood
I'm
that.
still confused with the three things: Herscher gem, and divine key, because they all seem to be the same thing, but kind of like this activates this to power this kind of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I
Just a
got.
little bit of clarification on that.
Right, and this the Hershey's, right? I read the Hershey's powers. They're so freaking amazing. Like you
Oh,
don't.
you read about the Herrscher powers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The 13 Hershey's. Wait, I'll tell you. Yeah, for example, Herscher of Void. Okay, we know that space time, right?
Oh, I've
Then
heard that.
Herscher
Yeah.
of Death, regenerate and disintegrate anything,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then you have Herscher of Sentience to create perfect illusions. Herscher of Earth and Stars. They all of them feel so grand. Like they all could be
Mm-hmm.
the greatest power, but
They're all like, it was even in the introductory lore video that they said that the powers of the Herrscher is to basically bend the physics and basically bend space and time and physics. So it's the powers kind of revolve around that. That's why they feel very grand.
right. And here, what happens with Kiana, right? She has, I think, three Hershers. They're incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
Hersher of Thunder and
Not just
Void.
three Hershers, she has some divine keys and some.
Yeah, I was confused, but basically what's happening is that she's being corrupted, and after
She has very
saving,
little to live.
yeah, after saving,
I think
and
less time to live, yeah. Two
yeah,
months to live,
after
I think.
she destroys this bomb, yeah, she has 2 months to live, right? And that's what May Raiden is furious about, and she doesn't tell May, but she gets to know about it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Also, briefly touching up upon the orphanage video that we saw, the mangas thing. Someone clarified that they were not trying to create Hershers, but rather they were experimenting on the children to bring out Honkai resistance, or some kind of, or use it for some kind of weapons against the Honkai. Basically, something what the World Serpent was also
Yeah,
doing,
yeah,
similar
yeah.
to that.
Mm.
So that's one clarification. So after this happens, then we go into Lament of the Fallen, where May confronts Kiana.
And is May like working with Kevin? Because
Yeah,
Kevin offered to help her
yeah. Basically, what
uh,
happened that
save
May,
us.
yeah,
Save,
he
yeah.
said. I think he told May that if you can extract the Herscher of Thunder from her, gem of thunder, or whatever, then that will extend her life, and she has full control of the Herscher of Thunder, right? That's why she's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
powerful compared to Kiana, who's only using her Hershey powers partially,
Mm-hmm.
right? And obviously, the conflict is basically her trying to save Kiana's life. That's why she says right here in the video that you always try to do some everything on your own,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what she did in the previous video with the
Yeah,
bomb.
yeah,
And she, as part of the deal with Kevin, she goes to work with the World Serpent, right? And that's what Kiana is opposed against, because that is the enemy,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
quote unquote, right? And I got to know what stigmata is. So as one commenter pointed out, it's something encoded in human DNA from the previous era to fight the Honkai. That's why the organization is looking for humans who have the stigmata when they're born. Okay, so once the organization finds those humans, then they incorporate them and train them as soldiers, because they are the best bet against the Honkai, because they have the stigmata growing in them.
How do you
So
get the stigmata?
you're born with it. I'll tell you. I think I know this. So when there was this project, right, in the previous era. One second. So if I remember correctly, I can't find the comment, but some scientists from the previous era had put in these genes that would invoke the stigmata into a group of female members. Okay, so whatever percentage of the humanity that survived, those eventually found their way into the current era population. Okay, those traces. That's why they're trying to find those
Yeah, so
traces.
so
and
basically.
and it just happened that that the defining trait for a person to have that stigmata is is that person has to be female. That's why 90% of them are female. That's why the Valkyrie is composed of females, because that was a group of girls. That's what I'm understanding. I don't know how genetics works in this universe, but that's the connection that I
Yeah,
remember.
that I don't know, whatever. Okay, fine, it works in females. What was I saying? Yeah, so the current era has no knowledge of how this
Yeah,
how
they
to
can't work
modify
with
genes.
this. Yeah, they can't work with this. It's too high tech energy, high tech stuff. But
Yeah.
that is it for all the comments and the explanation for this. And most of what happened here in these videos, we kind of touched upon it in the previous video itself. So this was the extra stuff. Now I want to check out the Theater of Thunder and Chapter 2. And if we have time, we don't. Kiana, pretty foreboding mood. Who's this, Mary? What? Welcome. What the heck? Oh,
Oh,
thunder.
that song.
She has thunder. Oh, was it because she was bullied because she was a Herrscher, right? Criminal. Money stings accomplice.
Someone made this.
Yeah. No, it's from the Honkai video channel,
Oh.
and then she comes to save her, which is what we saw in the animation, fighting for her cause, right? And then the rift in Will of the Honkai, where she tries to kill May, and then the bomb thing. Oh, so this is well done. It's like a theater production, and this is now her awakened, probably. Yeah. Nice. This would definitely need context to understand. You can't just watch it blindly.
The song is very good.
I think this was I've heard the song in the animation itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, greetings, Captain again. Chapter
This
two.
narrator sounds evil for some reason.
He sounds like he was from in the Portal game.
Greetings,
Yeah,
Captain.
yeah, he sounds.
Welcome back
in
to
the
Honkai
standing
Operation
parrot.
Center.
Yeah.
In recent stories of Honkai Impact Third, May has been the center of stage. She returned to the city of Nagazora, regained her Herrscher powers, and once again became the Queen of Thunder. How did this
Oh, she
heiress
was
of a
the
multi-billion
gem was stolen
dollar
from her
corporation turn
by
into a
Keanu.
Herrscher? What did she experience and witness? To answer these
Multi-billion.
questions, we have divided May's journey into 4 parts: Origins,
Oh, I didn't know May was this
Art
important.
Fugitive, and Returning to Nagazora.
What the heck? This is all
May
new
Raiden
stuff.
was born on April
I thought we were getting a
13th,
recap.
1997 in the city of Nagazora. Her father, Ryoma Raiden, was the head of massive electric corporation. May's mother, however, passed away when she was young, and her name
Dirty
remained a
Money.
mystery.
There was a when they were bullying her, right? It's like rich, dirty money kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we'll get to know how she will become a Herrscher.
May's
Okay,
mother,
this is
however,
important.
passed away when she was young, and her name remained a mystery. May was enrolled in the elite high school of Chiba Academy. Only children of rich,
Okay.
powerful, and connected people could hope to study there. And May Raiden happened to
Then
be
why
one
was
of
she
them,
bullied?
and she was so much more. She was beautiful, tall, and intelligent. Everyone in school idolized her.
Okay.
But this didn't
Okay.
last forever. Disaster struck ME Corp that her father owned. Ryoma Raiden became a criminal, guilty of economic fraud, and went
Criminal.
missing to avoid arrest.
Okay.
May's life was
Okay,
turned upside
okay.
down. Her classmates and even teachers
Yeah,
turned cold
sins
and
of the
ostracized
father.
her. That was when she learned that their friendship and adulation were only reserved for her family fortune and prestige.
Makes
and those
sense.
had disappeared when
Makes
her father
sense.
ran away. Left alone to face an
So she
uncaring
fought
world,
by herself.
May soon became extremely jaded and started hearing
maybe
a
that's-
voice echoing in the darkness.
Yeah.
It promised terrible
Yeah.
powers.
Oh.
This world deserves to
Herrscher of
be
the void.
destroyed.
Okay. So now I remember one commenter said that how are these Herschers chosen, right? They're chosen by the will of the Honkai. Those only those humans in this era, at least those humans that have a negative perception of humanity, compared to the previous era where they chose humans with the most destructive power.
Oh,
Got
so they
it?
changed their tactic.
Yeah. So negative
Jaadoo ka
perception.
magic.
And I think this is being governed by Will of the Honkai, unless it's the Herrscher of the End. I'm not sure which one, but I think it was Will of the Honkai.
Mhm.
She chose to become a Herrscher and ignited the 2014 Honkai outbreak in Nagazora.
This is like
Millions died as a result.
Oh.
While May reveled in her new
Okay, now I have
powers,
more
a
context.
mysterious silver-haired transfer student named Kiana Kaslana suddenly appeared to stop her.
I see.
Instead of trying to kill May for destroying the city, Kiana appealed to her human conscience. With her help, May successfully subdued the Herrscher within, and Kiana quickly became a close friend. The two
Okay, it
girls
wasn't
met
just
Bronya,
becoming
and
a friend
the three of
after
them
that.
worked together to flee the stricken city. They were then taken into custody by Himiko, a Valkyrie
By
of
Himiko.
Shiksal's Far East branch.
Wow, everything's
Teresa,
making
a
I
sense.
like how when
who's in
everything
charge of the
makes
Far
sense.
East branch,
Who's in
used
charge?
all her powers and
Right.
resources to enroll the three girls into her own Valkyrie training school,
Saint
St. Freya
Freya.
High. And that was May Ryden, an ex-heiress once worth billions who lost both her parents, became ostracized, acquired
Right.
Herrscher powers, destroyed a city, met two very
Quite
good
the
friends,
life.
and started training to become a Valkyrie and defend the world against the Honkai.
She
May was
looks like a
ever
much more
fearful of the
interesting and
Honkai
a
within her,
protagonist
and
than.
agreed to let Himeko implant a heart bomb. The bomb has a
Oh.
sensor that will start a countdown if it detects Herrscher impulses within May. During her
Damn,
training,
that's some
What?
May
conviction.
and her friends Kiana and Bronya took on many missions that included stopping an ancient Honkai
And
monster,
that took a toll.
Chio, and recovering a runaway battleship
Chio.
known as the Selene. May also demonstrated her superb cooking abilities. She even learned to play video games. But things would
Normal
once
life.
again turn for the worst. Shortly after graduating as fully minted Valkyries, May, Kiana, and Bronya were sent to Shiksal's Oceania branch to recover a Herrscher core, the Gem of Desire.
Gem of Desire.
The gem was placed in an ex-Valkyrie named Wendy, who served as its human vessel.
Have we referenced the Gem of Desire earlier? I think we have. No, that was Gem of Reason. Okay.
I saw this in the. It's a Herrscher power, right? Or
No, I don't. See, this is the confusion, right?
yeah, what are gems, Herschers, and keys?
Yeah.
The gem was placed in an ex-Valkyrie named Wendy, who served as
And
its
why are they
human
placed
vessel.
in human?
But Wendy eventually lost control
Right.
and became a Herrscher herself.
Oh.
While the young Valkyries battled Wendy, Kokolia from Shiksal's rival faction of
No,
Ant
wait. I'm confused. Herrscher of the White came to persuade Maid Aiden, even though she didn't have a gem.
When was this?
Right. I mean, before she destroyed the city. When she was getting bullied,
Right.
she already have a gem.
I am not sure. See, I don't know whether the Herrscher powers, for them to awaken, do you necessarily need a gem, or
I think
is
you
the
do.
gem just like a catalyst?
No, you definitely do, because then there will be so many miserable humans turning into Herschers.
I mean, no, they're chosen by the will of the Honkai. The will of the Honkai is a conscious being. That's what I'm understanding. And why are these gems being placed in humans?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that risky? Or is it like unstable in the real world?
Like, what is the purpose of these gems? Why, like, what is the purpose from the human's point of view? Are they for making Honkai weapons or something? Or
vessel.
is it how they
But Wendy
make Valkyries?
eventually
I'm kind of
lost
confused.
control and became a Herrscher herself. While the young Valkyries battled Wendy,
I'm gonna take all the
Kokolia
power.
from Shiksal's rival faction
From
of
the orphanage, right?
Anti-Entropy ambushed them,
Yeah,
using
yeah.
a brain chip implant to control Bronya and capture both Wendy and May. While May was held as a prisoner to be experimented upon for her Herrscher powers, Bronya chose to sacrifice herself by burning out her brain chip so that Kiana and the others could rescue May and escape.
Okay, so Kokolia is the third party here that captured both the awakening Herscher and May and Wendy and May basically.
So, who's that? Is that Bronya?
Yeah, that's Bronya.
Okay.
I
She
think
implanted
that's
a chip in.
I think that's Bronya from the orphanage, right? When she was at this orphanage because she was
Oh,
captured there.
and she was an assassin.
Yeah, because these things are happening in parallel.
To be experimented upon for her Herrscher powers, Bronya chose to sacrifice herself by burning out her brain chip so that Kiana and the others could rescue May and escape. May soon realized that her friends often suffered grievously just to save her. A sense of helplessness and a matching desire to get stronger began
Right.
to grow in her heart. That wasn't the end of the bad news. As Teresa and the Far
Oops.
East branch worked around the clock to wake Bronya from
Look
her
at this.
coma, Sheik's overseer Otto Apocalypse suddenly abducted Kiana.
Hey,
and took her
Otto.
to his secret
I've heard so much about
headquarters.
him.
It turned out that
Yeah,
the overseer
for
always had a secret plan
Colin, right.
of reviving a Herrscher known for her burning hatred against humanity. May, once
Siren.
hopeful that she could protect the world as a Valkyrie, realized that she simply wasn't strong enough. Bronya went into a coma to save her. Kiana was kidnapped, and her ultimate superior, Otto
Siren is the
Apocalypse,
Herrscher of
turned
what?
out to be a scheming supervillain who would soon unleash a terrible Honkai disaster upon the entire planet.
Okay. Pause. Okay, we got her guilt of Bronya sacrifice.
And then Kiana kidnapped. Okay. And then where's Himeko? Himeko and Teresa are working together.
Yeah.
And who's this
Overseer.
overseer?
I think that's him. He's kind of like I think he's kind of immortal because he's been there for 500 years, and he has
How
the
is he immortal? Wait, didn't we see him near some in the lower?
yeah we saw him in chapter 1. He was the one who formed the Shixel, who took the Shixel from his father, right?
Why is he immortal?
I don't know, but probably some Honkai infused something. But his goal is to bring back his best friend Colin, right? And Kaslana and Kiana is from that bloodline.
Who's
So-
Colin?
Colin, the greatest Kaslana warrior in the 1500, the Oath of Judah weapon.
Oh, okay.
Right, I told you. So that's what he's trying to do. That's why I think he's trying to awaken the Herrscher powers, right, through Siren, so that he will get the Herrscher of something to bring back Herrscher of death.
Herrscher of death.
Yeah, to bring back
Of
Colin.
reviving a Herrscher known for her burning hatred against humanity.
Okay,
May,
okay.
once
This
hopeful
this
that she
was
could
much
protect
needed
the
video.
world as a Valkyrie,
It's getting all the
realized
dots.
that she simply wasn't strong enough.
Hmm.
Bronya went into a coma to save her. Kiana was kidnapped, and her ultimate superior, Otto Apocalypse, turned out to be a scheming supervillain
Her
who would
superior,
soon unleash a terrible Honkai disaster upon the entire planet.
which is
Once
the
again,
Will of the Honkai.
May's life
the
entered
first video we
another
watched.
pivotal moment. Kiana was revealed to be an
Taking a
artificial
toll on
clone
her.
designed by Otto that served
Yeah,
for
yeah,
one
yeah.
purpose only, to serve
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
vessel to Seeding,
It's not the actual
the second
Kiana.
Herrscher who was defeated in the year 2000. To rescue Kiana and stop the impending Honkai eruption, Teresa of the Far East branch rebelled against Overseer Otto. May also became part of the alliance forged by Teresa
Oh.
and Anti-Entropy. And together they fought their way into the headquarters of
Oh,
Sheik's
we saw
itself.
this in the lore.
Hmm.
While battle raged, Seeding began to stir in her slumber. The second
first
Herrscher
video.
gradually assumed control over Kiana's body and summoned a horde of
This
Honkai
happened in the
beasts.
beginning.
Okay, again, pause. There's a lot. Yeah, I knew that from the
This
comments.
is where the anti-entropy came in, right?
Yeah,
Because they thought that
yeah. Otto is.
born corrupt and yeah.
Oh, I confused her with Himiko. I was like, why is her name Teresa?
Wait, this is not Himiko?
No.
To help clear the way
Right.
to the possessed Kiana, Teresa decided to remove the heart bomb from May.
I see. Okay.
May was grateful for Teresa's trust. Armed with the power of the Herrscher within, she easily defeated numerous enemies. But all her struggles
She had
were
the
in vain.
Herrscher of what?
When the rebels stepped
Thunder.
into the heart of Sheik's Seeding's persona had already succeeded in fully possessing Kiana.
I see.
A terrible
Yeah,
battle followed.
that's the.
Searing tore away the gem of
That's-
conquest from May's body and acquired
Okay.
even greater powers.
Okay.
Oh, she
The
did
brutal
have a gem.
removal of the
She had a
Herrscher
gem of
core also
conquest.
took May out of the fight. Just when all hope was lost, Himeko entered into the fray and bravely fought Seeding. Her selfless fight
That's
gave
not the same
everyone
person.
the time they needed to escape. Teresa and the exhausted rebels
Okay.
withdrew from Sheik's. They failed to stop Otto and Seeding and became fugitives on the run. The Battle of Sheik's was yet another blow in May's life. She couldn't save her best
Right. It's
friend.
all piling up.
Searing even took May's core,
And this was
gaining greater powers
probably
to
the
wreak
last
havoc
straw.
on the entire planet. And in the face of such an enemy, May's only option was to flee.
So I really like how we're getting the psychology of May
Teresa came across
from her
witness
point of view. This whole
reports of
thing.
Kiana at Arc City, located in Shenzhou. Teresa, Bronya, and May
Right.
tried contacting an intel dealer named Grey Serpent. Instead, they came across the
Okay.
Ningyo, a cyborg girl who might know Kiana's whereabouts. But Shixal's agent Rita suddenly appeared and defeated the three fugitives. They were forced to retreat with the Ningyo. The bad news was that the Ningyo no longer had any useful data after
Well,
being
this is
formatted
completely
by
new
Rita.
information.
May, who felt she
Basically,
had been
the one
performing
lead
poorly
was
in battle,
gone.
asked Dr. Tesla to make her an augmented battle suit to work better with her residual Herrscher powers. Meanwhile,
Tesla?
the fugitives also decided
Right,
to split
right.
their forces in two. Teresa would respond to
Okay.
Kokolia's request and head to the deep, located in the Pacific, to retrieve the Gem of Desire. May and Tesla would return to AE headquarters
I'm
with
confused.
the Helios to repair the Ningyo for data salvaging and locate Kiana's whereabouts.
This went over my head.
Yeah, this was not mentioned in the comments. Okay.
Because they said that they're skipping a lot of content because it's not important. I don't know.
Yeah, basically the point here was
To
that
find Kiana.
yeah, that's why they're doing these
Helios
things.
to repair the Ningyo
Okay.
for data salvaging and locate Kiana's whereabouts.
The Ningyo were the
While
one
May and
lead.
Tesla worked on the Ningyo, the cyborg suddenly conveyed a message from Rita. Rita revealed that
Okay.
Kiana was indeed in Arc City to investigate a mysterious serpent-backed company.
Hmm,
Kiana
that's the
even
bomb.
agreed to form a temporary alliance with Rita. But Rita soon walked
Okay.
into a world serpent trap and lost her S-rank Valkyrie
World
powers.
serpent trap.
Kiana was also
Oh, she was
captured by the
S-rank.
World Serpent. With little options left, Rita thus decided to call May for support. Though suspicious of
When
Rita,
was she-
May would not give up any chance of reuniting with Kiana and went back to Arc City eventually. May was
When was
also
she
surprised
captured?
that Rita did not lie and even tried working with her. May did get what she wanted, reuniting with Kiana. She asked her friend to return
So
to the
Kiana was
Hyperion.
captured back then.
However, Kiana chose to stay in Arc to stop the World Serpent from creating an artificial Honkai eruption in the city.
Okay, okay. It happens
A
after
World
this.
Serpent mercenary named Raven tried to stop Kiana, and the two girls fought her off, only to realize that Raven succeeded in delaying them. A wounded May could only see her friend tapping into the forbidden void powers to send the detonating Honkai
again,
reactor away from the city
being
and save millions of people.
useless to save the
Kiana passed
friend that
out
she
from
wanted, that
overexerting
she loved.
herself and fell. Her deadly descent was stopped by a tree
But
that
this was
sprouted from a
Project
lance.
Stigma.
May rushed forward. Deadly descent was stopped
What would
by
I
a
miss
tree
that?
that sprouted from a lance.
Oh, we didn't
May
see that.
rushed forward to save
How
her
she
friend,
survived.
only to find out that Durandal, the most powerful S-rank Valkyrie of Shixal, had
That was in the
arrived
comments.
first. And this Valkyrie was ordered to
And they
take
had to fight.
Kiana away. No matter how hard May fought, she couldn't stop Durandal. Once again,
Where are they
the
from?
cruel
They're from
hands of
Shixal?
fate tore them apart. The attempted reunion with Kiana at Arc City only deepened May's angst.
It's well
She
made.
was too weak. The attempted reunion
It's not
with
very
Kiana at
convoluted.
Arc City only deepened May's angst. She was too weak to stop
Right.
Shixal, and her weakness allowed them to take Kiana.
So close, but so far.
Though imprisoned at
Right.
Shixal's Vemur Labs in North Africa, Kiana managed to escape during the chaos caused by a World Serpent attack. She used her void powers again and teleported herself to Nagazora, the place where
Oh,
she first
Nagazora.
met May. Dr.
And May
Tesla
got
detected
hint
the
of that,
energy
right?
fluctuations
Yeah,
from
energy.
Kiana's teleportation,
In
and thus the
Nagazora.
fugitives headed toward the city that was destroyed by the Honkai eruption 3 years ago.
Damn, back to
May and
square
Tesla
one where
arrived
May
at the
was
city
there.
ruins and tried looking for Kiana. Instead, they found scavenging children living in shelters who survived the Honkai disaster. And the sensei protector
that'll affect
of these
May even
children
more.
who helped build their shelters was none other than Raven,
Oh.
the world serpent mercenary that May fought in Arc City. When facing rising sea
Okay,
levels
that's
and
sus.
Honkai resurgence, and also due to her need to protect the children, May agreed to set aside hostilities and join forces with Raven. Together, they located Kiana's whereabouts and even defeated the Honkai dragon Benares that was trying to protect its queen. Then Raven
Oh.
revealed her intent for
Okay.
coming to Nagazora.
They have dragons.
She wanted to kill
as their-
Kiana. Then Raven revealed her intent for coming to Nagazora. She wanted to kill Kiana
Betrayal.
and end the threat of the Honkai she
Right.
poses. Nevertheless, Raven gave May a chance to stop herself. May drew her blade without hesitation and ended her brief alliance with Raven. But without her Herrscher gem, May was no match against Raven. The mercenary even scoffed at her, calling her no different than an ordinary human. May knew that Raven would kill Kiana once she was defeated. She decided to sacrifice
I think this
herself
is
and
when she
started
made the
concentrating
deal.
Honkai energy within her. Raven was shocked.
Oh.
She just witnessed a coreless ex-Herscher
He doesn't have the
releasing a
limiter, right?
sudden burst of terrible power. She
Yeah,
therefore allowed
you
May
need-
to
you
take
do need a
Kiana away.
gem.
After enduring many battles and defeats, May was finally able to bring Kiana home.
That's why
But
she
then
will
Dr.
never let
Tesla
her
told
go.
her the bad news. The 3
2
Herrscher
months
cores
thing.
within Kiana had overloaded her body with Honkai infection. She had less than 2 months to live. May found herself utterly helpless after hearing the bad news. She also found that Kiana had lost several senses and could not even taste the food she cooked. The World Serpent,
Oh.
however, was well aware of the relationship between May and Kiana. Kevin Kaslana, the
And they
sire of the
exploited
World
her.
Serpent,
Yeah.
met May in person. He was a previous
sire.
era survivor and lauded as their most
Yeah.
powerful warrior. Kevin promised May that the World Serpent could save Kiana's life, and that would require May to simply become a Honkai Herrscher once again. Once May became a Herrscher,
Once again, Conquest, Serenity, Void. So, Kiana
She
has
has 3 gems.
no. Kiana has 1 Herscher and 2 gems. I'm guessing.
Oh.
Oh wait, is a Herscher
How
a
does
complete realization of a gem? So incomplete ones would remain in gem form.
Yeah, or maybe you need keys.
No, because you remember Bronya having that gem right in the Sea of Quanta when she becomes the Herscher of Reason, the first Herscher. She has that gem, right? So I think that gem is used to become a Herscher when you're being placed when it's placed in your body like she did, and also that Herscher, Wendy,
Or
right?
you know what? Maybe you can only be 1 Herrscher at a time, so those gems are not activated.
No, it's said right that she had 3 Herschers. Where is it? 3 Herscher cores. So
Yeah.
Herscher core is called a gem, is what I'm guessing, and only one of them is completely realized. The other 2 are in gem form.
require May to simply
Yeah.
become a Honkai Herrscher once again. Once May became a Herrscher, one of the Herrscher cores infecting Kiana would dissipate
Would
and
transfer.
reappear in May instead,
Okay.
greatly reducing Kiana's infection.
And this becomes the Herscher of
But May
Thunder.
would
Wait,
have to-
how?
What?
How did that happen?
She probably extracted it, like how she extracted it from her and from other people.
Once May became a Herrscher,
okay.
one of the Herrscher cores infecting Kiana would dissipate and reappear in May instead, greatly reducing Kiana's infection. But May would have to leave Kiana and join the World Serpent to ensure that their grand project succeeds. And when Project Stigma successfully reforms the human race and defeats the Honkai, Kiana would
Defeats
no
the
longer have to
Honkai.
sacrifice herself to protect the world. To save her dying friend, May accepted the Serpent's offer without hesitation. And shortly after making her choice, a channel into the Sea of Quanta suddenly appeared in Nagazora. It turned out that Otto had fired the second divine key to create a
What?
channel right through the sea.
Okay,
And
this
was
is going over my head
possible
again.
because of the deal that Kevin and Otto made a few days ago. Kevin
They're
told May
scheming.
that she should take this chance to absorb Honkai energy seeping from Nagazora and complete her metamorphosis.
Oh.
Everything that
Okay.
began in
So you need
Nagazora would
Honkai
end
energy
in the
to
same
activate
city.
the gem.
No, it's not that. See,
Serpent's
okay,
offer
I'm
without
kind of
hesitation.
getting confused here.
And shortly after making her choice,
This
a
thing.
channel into the Sea of Quanta suddenly appeared in Nagazora. It turned out that Otto had fired the
Right.
second divine key.
I don't know what a
create
divine key
channel
is.
Right through the sea. And this was
The Sea
only
of
possible
Quanta.
because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the deal that Kevin and Otto made a few days ago.
So I'm
got it.
guessing the Sea of Quanta has that Honkai energy, and he fired the second key to bring that channel of energy here to the actual world.
Okay, see, this is what I'm thinking. In order to activate a gem to realize your full powers, you need Honkai energy. So the energy basically that activated her gem before when she got bullied was her negative energy or whatever.
Yeah.
I
Like
guess,
to become a fully realized Herscher, you need this energy.
yeah, so basically what happened there was that was the Honkai giving her the energy. Here it's like created by humans basically, by using a divine key. So it's not the Honkai that help.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The more interesting part is why did Kevin and Otto make a deal? Like Kevin's intention is to destroy humanity to get Honkai resistance to fight against the Honkai, right? But Otto's motivation is Kiana. So did he do?
Kiana, I mean, he
Did
just
he-
needs the Siren.
Yeah. So that.
Yeah, what is there?
So
for
is he going to
Otto?
betray
Kevin
May?
told May that she should take this chance to absorb Honkai energy seeping from Nagazora and complete her metamorphosis.
Complete her metamorphosis.
Everything that began in Nagazora would end in the same city.
Right.
3 years ago, Kiana stopped May from becoming a Herrscher, and the two girls became best friends. And now, May has decided to become a Herrscher once more, just to save Kiana.
This is so much better
When the
with
transformation
context.
is complete, May will have to betray her friends and join forces with the enemy. But that's the price she needs to
Right.
pay. Entering the darkness is the only way she can return Kiana to bliss. We're happy that you managed to stay with us and reach the end of this video.
Yeah, I'm also
We would
happy.
also like to know what you think about the story so far and what you would like to see next.
It's great.
Background history of the factions.
The
such
next
as
5
World
videos.
Serpent, Shixal, and Anti-Entropy.
Wait.
Wow.
Or background stories of characters on your Valkyrie roster.
Oh, this
Perhaps
was
some
Oh.
fan
secret
requested.
technologies of
I
the
see.
previous era.
Damn,
Do
they're
leave your
endless
opinions
videos.
in the comments
Damn.
section. We'll see you next time.
Wow, they made all this from just for the purpose of these videos.
Yeah, this is.
I,
they're so
I haven't
nice.
seen any company do this officially.
They're so nice. What the heck? They care about their fans. I guess that's why fans like Honkai. I mean, one of the reasons maybe.
Yeah, there's a pretty deep community.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a
And
lot of
fans were
information.
also very nice. Give us
Shit.
comments.
I want to see if there's any other context videos that we can include in this video, so that the next video is just the next set of
I pretty
reactions.
much understood everything except what Otto is thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what Kevin is planning with Otto because they made a
Yeah.
deal which kind of conflicts.
I think that's left there unexplained on
Hmm.
purpose. Why is there no mention of the government and countries and economies or anything like that?
Yeah, good question. I'm not sure how influential they are, right? How
Yeah,
powerful they
yeah,
are.
like the politics and the people.
I think this is your politics. These factions are basically governing everything.
Yeah, but I mean, what about the common people?
Right. Okay, there is one more lore video. Honkai Chronicles. Wait, should you watch Honkai Chronicles? Alright, there is one more video, so rejoice. This is called the Honkai Chronicles Kiana Kaslana. This is also from the official channel of Honkai. And I think this will be a perspective of Kiana, just like how we got with May Raiden. So I think this will be pretty important for future videos. And even if it spoils some of the story later on, I think watching a lore video like this compared to an actual animation, you enjoy it from both ends. So it's not a problem. Alright, this is the last one we'll do because exceeding over 1 hour now.
A few years after the second eruption in 2000, a girl came into this
Right.
imperfect world in an experiment pod.
In experiment pod.
She had no name.
That is Otto.
Man, I'm really loving this story.
K423. K423 was created by Otto via splicing Kiana Kaslana's genes.
Kiana
and that from
Kaslana's gene. So
serum
what happened to the
Herrscher
actual
of the
one?
Void together. The Herrscher core attained consciousness in the
Oh.
new body, and she was expected
That's
to become
why
a
she
human
has
with
that.
Herrscher powers.
It's all
In
decided before she was
2007,
even born.
Siegfried Kaslana attempted to abduct K423 in secret, but was intercepted by Shixal in his escape.
Who is this
His
guy?
biological daughter went missing afterward. Siegfried adopted K423 and raised her as his
Oh,
own,
I see.
but was unwilling to name her after his own daughter. That was until one day, to protect the injured Siegfried, K423 took up arms to confront a Honkai beast in his place. A tender soul defied fate for the first time in order to protect her loved one. Touched by her action, Siegfried decided to name her Kiana Kaslana. He made a promise
After
to
a
her.
biological daughter. Okay.
As the
That's why he
descendants of
wanted to
House
abduct her.
Kaslana, it was an honored tradition for them to fight for their loved ones. On this
That's
day,
why she has that
the girl
responsibility.
received her name from her father, and she set foot on a path deviating from her written fate.
Written fate.
Like
That-
encoded in written?
No, what Kevin, no, not Kevin, what Otto had envisioned, making a clone for the sole purpose of awakening Sirin, right?
However, fate had other plans. In 2010, the latent Herrscher
So eventually
persona
that
awoke.
Spliced
Blazes of
DNA,
anger
right?
scorched
It
the
awoken.
world that had just opened up to her. To protect Kiana, Siegfried used Judgment of Shamash to suppress the Herrscher of the Void.
What is that?
But as a result, he was severely injured.
I must save you,
Siegfried
don't.
realized that he would inevitably rouse the Herrscher persona again. To protect Kiana,
Siren.
he left her. The girl was worthy of love. Those who loved her could do anything for her. But in the girl's eyes, it was her very existence that brought them endless
Right.
sufferings and miseries.
Both of them have suffered through a lot.
Nevertheless,
So
She did
the
not
whole
forget the
show is
promise
about
with her
tragedy.
father and continued to believe in the good of the world. In the Honkai-stricken Nagazora, when Raiden Mei,
That's what she's
who had
doing
become
here.
the Herrscher of Thunder, turned against her, Kiana still reached out to her. When they were
Because she
fleeing
was in a
Nagazora,
similar situation.
Himiko
That's why.
rescued Kiana and Mei
Okay, it makes
and
more
took
sense
them
now.
to Saint Freya. Kiana's troubled fate was
They're
finally calmed
pretty
for a brief
similar
moment.
histories.
On the campus, she met friends who were like family and made the solemn vow to fight for all that is beautiful in the world. She wanted to stay.
These two
but a
videos really
cruel
contextualize and
twist
complete the whole
would
story.
soon break her hopes.
What happened?
This
Like
happened.
she just awoke. Was there a trigger?
Dark
I'm
seeds
forgetting.
germinated in the shadow of the peaceful years. The
She
other
was
seeds
Oh,
kidnapped.
in
inside her
hibernation.
preyed on all the good in her life once more by encroaching
She was
on her
slowly
cognition
developing in
and
her.
dreams. It was
Right.
Kiana's pining for a mother's love that made her awakening possible. She created illusions to make
Oh,
Kiana believe
that's
that she
sad.
saved her mother from sacrificing herself to end the second eruption.
One second. How is she doing it?
Punching on her cognition in her dreams.
Manipulating her.
Right.
It was Kiana's pining for a mother's love that made her awakening possible. She created illusions to
Wasn't
make Kiana
Siren's
believe that she saved her mother
life
from
also similar?
sacrificing herself to end the second eruption. When she realized the great joy she experienced was elusive, she broke down and let the Herrscher persona take over. Being taken to the Schicksal HQ
Okay.
by Fuhua, she was confined in the same bleak experiment pod. The Schicksal HQ by Fuhua, she was confined in the same
Wait, I
bleak
thought Fuhua was
experiment
good.
pod, just as
Isn't
when
this
she was
Otto?
born. Only this time,
Yeah.
Otto,
But I think Fuhua is
who was
working
to
with Otto.
rebirth, wished to see the Herrscher of the Void return. Just as Otto
Which I made
expected,
sure.
the Saint Freya group revolted and attacked the Schicksal HQ with anti-entropy to rescue
That's
Kiana.
the Far East branch.
In fact, he wanted them to gamble
Right.
everything for Kiana. Their deep love and the
Okay.
ensuing sacrifices would stimulate Kiana's emotions to help her overcome the Herrscher persona, so she could become a human with Herrscher powers.
What?
Wait, that's Otto's plan? Or
What?
okay, we know this far,
In
right?
fact, he wanted
But
them
what
to
happened
gamble
here?
everything
He
for
wanted
Kiana.
them to gamble.
Their deep love and the ensuing sacrifices would stimulate Kiana's emotions.
So he basically
to help her
wanted
overcome
a
the Herrscher
human
persona,
Herscher, not
so
Siren
she
to
could
come back.
become a human with Herrscher powers. The Herrscher of the Void achieved complete awakening and pulverized
a big
Saint
gamble.
Freya and anti-entropy in a display of power.
Isn't this even worse than War
In the
Circuit?
end, to save Kiana,
Yeah.
Himeko donned the
It was
Godsbane
one
battle
huge
suit
gamble,
Million Night
I think.
Eclipse. She defeated
God's
Herrscher
pain.
of the Void
And that put a lot of
injected
pressure
the
on her,
Spear of
her,
Destiny,
her corruption.
a Honkai neutralizing serum, into Kiana.
So this was Otto's gamble basically,
Himeko
that they would
fell
save her.
into the imaginary space.
I am confused what Otto is trying to do here.
Yeah, I don't know what Otto's or Kevin's plan is.
And that was
Kiana
Himeko's death.
might be a Herrscher. Kiana might be a Herrscher, but her friends and teachers still loved her and believed in her as much. Yet their goodwill was too heavy to bear. Kiana
Right.
wandered in Ark City after waking up from the nightmare.
Trying to pay back all
Honkai
that.
beasts and zombies hunted her. The whispers of the Herrscher tortured her. She wanted to run, but had nowhere to run.
And this was
Those
that
pains
point.
and sufferings are predestined. She was test
Predestined.
subject K423, the vessel of a Herrscher, and the root cause of the world's and her loved ones' miseries.
Not even having the choice in
Would
how
be
to
a better
live right
place
from
had she
birth.
died?
Yeah.
When
she
Kiana
should
was
try
prepared to
become a
die with the Herrscher inside, Fuha's sentience in her mind stopped her and the Herrscher from
Who is
reviving.
Who is Fuha?
Kiana finally remembered that Himeko sacrificed herself to save her because, as her teacher, Himeko believed in her potential
Right.
to change the world.
It's like they're
Kiana
both
snapped out
protagonists,
of grief and
May and
loss.
Kiana, for their
To
own
repay
reasons,
Himeko's
and then they
faith,
go in
she
their
will
conflict.
continue fighting her ill fate.
It's like they both have their own
With Fuhua's
justified
help,
reasons.
Kiana learned how to
Okay, I really
continue
want to know
the
who
Herrscher
Fuhua is.
persona and utilize Herrscher powers. She became a rogue hero that fought to save Ark City from destruction.
It's like the previous
Kiana
Avatar or
discovered that the
Yeah,
Honkai
yeah.
disasters plaguing Ark City were not related to the Herrscher of the Void. They were the work
Oh.
of a shady
Oh, right, the
organization
bombs.
known as the World Serpent. All traces pointed to a dreadful ploy, Project Stigma.
So they were using
The
bombs
catastrophe
to
caused
test,
by
and
it
this was
would
the big
level
one.
Ark City to the ground. Kiana must transfer the Honkai bomb planted by World Serpent to save Ark City. She made it.
And she tapped into the Herrscher
Even though
powers
the
to do it.
Herrscher persona and Honkai were eating her away, she did not fail Himeko. To change this imperfect world, she became the meteor that ripped Ark City's darkness open and propelled the bomb
I
into
like
the atmosphere.
their actions are the
She
ones only
rewrote
they can
cruel
take.
fate of
No
the
one else
city.
can do it. So they have to do it. Both May and Kiana.
A lot of things happen here, but they just skipped over it, I guess. Because they're details, right?
But we now have both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a more
The
complete picture.
unconscious Kiana was taken to the Schicksal North African lab by Durandal.
Right.
Otto
many
needed a
branches,
Kiana
okay.
who had harnessed Herrscher powers to activate the second divine key.
What?
Otto needed a Kiana who had harnessed
A
Herrscher
Kiana.
powers to activate the second divine key.
Second divine
Sick of being
key.
manipulated,
I think the divine
she
key
broke
is
out
to
from the
for
lab
the Sea of Quanta.
and escaped
to
Kevin's pursuit
open the
under
Sea of
Fuwa's
Quanta.
cover. Kiana
Wait, I completely missed that.
divine key.
Right.
Sick of being manipulated, she broke out from the lab
Okay, she broke out. Okay.
and escaped Kevin's pursuit under Fuwa's cover. Kiana
Okay.
returned to the ruins of
Is
Nagazora.
who a persona?
She was ready to meet her end in the place where she first met everyone she cared about.
Right,
She
and that's
knew
where
she
she.
had little time left as the Honkai core continued to corrupt her.
So what was
bring
a
back Kiana, May set foot in Nagazora. Kiana had not stopped imagining how she would reunite with her friends once. Yet she could
So
not
what was
seize the
Kiana trying to
chance
do
when it
here?
finally came. Honkai was growing thick in Nagazora. She had to step
Oh.
forward to protect the world and her
Oh.
friends, even if it would cost her her life. She had always been like this. She would laugh off the worst injuries. She saved the world, saved everyone, but kept the pain to herself. She was killing herself to protect the good in the world, but she had forgotten that she also meant the whole world to her loved ones. To save Kiana,
very complicated
May
relationship?
made a pact with Kevin. A new gem of conquest solidified in her body. She became the Herrscher of Thunder again and joined World Serpent by choice.
Okay, now I'm confused. Auto unleashed.
I know.
Auto unleashed the second divine key. Yeah. So what I'm assuming is that he unleashed the Honkai energy here in this city of Nagazora.
Yeah, he opened.
But why? I don't understand Otto and Kevin's motives and
No, he opened the Sea of Quanta with the divine key.
yeah. What is he
And
trying to
then-
do?
And then she absorbed all that Honkai
Yeah.
energy to complete a metamorphosis.
Right.
And she had the the Herscher of Thunder. Okay.
Yeah, that's all understood. But why are these
Yeah,
events
but
happening?
Yeah. What is Otto? What is Otto even doing?
What is Otto doing? What is Kevin doing? Are they united?
Yeah, that's what we don't know. We know Kevin wants to complete Project Stigma, but
I think this Honkai growing thick, right? It's the Honkai corruption that was inevitable. It's not because of the second divine key. I'm not sure.
wasn't there a Honkai eruption here before? So
Yeah, yeah.
maybe lingering energy.
That's May. That was May's explosion, and she's the
Mhm.
only one who can remove all that
The
Honkai
good in
energy,
the world.
right? So that was her purpose.
I think they are manipulating her so that she can cause another eruption, so that will maybe annihilate humanity and 99% will die and 1%
Yeah,
will
we
get
we know
consistent.
that Kiana is trying to remove all the Honkai energy. That's her own destiny almost,
Mhm.
right? And we know that May is trying to save Kiana from doing that because she only has 2 months to live. So
And
she becomes
Kevin-
part of World Serpent. But I don't know what Otto and Kevin are
No,
doing.
I think Kevin is using her to cause another eruption so that his Project Stigma comes to completion. What I don't understand is what Otto has to gain from this. I don't.
Yeah, because he's only
understand his
obsessed
plan.
with bringing back Colin, if I remember from the comments.
Thunder again and joined World
But I don't know.
Serpent by
So that's not
choice.
mentioned here, so we don't
May
know.
knew her best friend would never accept her choice, but she could
Mhm.
not create a future for her dearest if she held on to her past.
So basically, she knows that most of humanity will die with the choice she made. But
Yeah.
she's like, I'd rather choose Kiana over
Yeah.
humanity. So that's why she said she committed the sins and became.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
After
Okay, yeah,
May
that
left,
makes more sense.
Kiana and Bronya went to Mount Taishuan to find the ways of mastering Herrscher powers recorded by Fuhua.
Who
Without
the
knowing
heck is
the Herrscher of
Fuhua?
Sentience had already woken.
What? Herrscher of Sentience?
In the illusion created by the Herrscher of Sentience,
Oh,
Fuhua's
the illusion
lonely
master.
life, bound by her mission, flashed before Kiana's eyes. Fuhua planned to sacrifice herself again to seal
this
the
the
Herrscher of
Herrscher of
Sentience.
Sentience?
I think we're not supposed to look watch after this. I think
Why?
this is going to be explained in a later animation. I don't know. I just have a feeling because no one mentioned watching this.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think we'll stop it right there. I know it's kind of weird, but I have a feeling that this is going to be shown in a next video and then this will make sense. Alright, but we're pretty much stopping at Limit of the Fallen. That was a big plot point
Yeah.
that happened. So that was, this video was a complete recap of all the events, and now I think I have pretty much understood most of the important things. Just Kevin and Otto and Fuhua, these are the three question marks.
Yep.
But this video is getting too long, and yeah, that will be it for this one. Come back on Friday or Saturday to get, and then we'll watch the next 5 videos.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for watching. I know it's taking long, but I'm enjoying it because I'm getting the time to absorb all this. So
Yeah,
now
when
I feel like I am like I know. It's like now I know these characters.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you start to understand things as
Yeah.
when you're like, oh, more comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm coming back and watching these characters again, and I'm like, yeah, I'm able to relate with this character now. It's like that.
Yeah.
We have become part of the Honkai-verse. That'll be it for this video. Thank you and
Bye.
bye.